Hi, this is your tribal teacher again, talking about how you can move your family forward in this generation with some life skills, some life chat, some coaching, and some tips that will prepare them to deal with life's challenges. So, today's story, we're doing story time again, and we're talking about Delmy and Ike. Delmy's a 15-year-old, drop-dead gorgeous beauty coming in from Guatemala. She is new to the city. She's new to the United States. She is a quick learner. She gets all of her information really fast, and her English teacher says she is the best improved student that she has, and she gave her a award for this. So the award says who's being the most improved, and Delmy was the most improved. Tall, elegant, a Latin beauty, drop dead gorgeous, in my words. But here's what happened. Delmy moved into a neighborhood, of course, a neighborhood that we called barrios here in the United States. But she's coming from Guatemala. She has a zest to live. She has the need to learn. Her parents love her too much. And they're both out hustling to provide a good life for Delmy. Delmy is a very intelligent young lady. On top of being drop dead gorgeous, she's tall, she's elegant, she's a Latin beauty. She moves into a neighborhood, and immediately, because she's a new girl and she's so attractive, all the young men in the neighborhood try to get a date with her. There was one young man called Ike. He's 22 years old. He is a gangbanger. He has a rap sheet that's around the block and back. But Delmy didn't know. She was new to the town, so she didn't know anything about who's who and what to avoid. And her parents didn't tell her anything either. So here she is. She's new. She's going to school. She is absolutely very intelligent. She's learning fast. And in Spanish, they'd say capta fácil. She captures the information real easily. And she's a good student, most improved of all of her class. And this is great for Delmy. So Delmy started dating Ike. Ike was the gangbanger in the neighborhood. He was the one who put fear into the other young men, so they kept away from her, and pretty soon Delmy is known as Ike's girl. Delmy doesn't care. She's basically going to school to learn English fast and to get on with her newfound life in the United States. Ike was a thug. He was thugalicious. He would gangbang his way into many things. So at the beginning of this story, Ike and his bodyguard, which is his chief gunman called Dreamer, they robbed a Brinks truck, took all the money, and they were laying low as they did not want to call attention to their overflow of funds, which was easily taken from the Brinks driver. He did not kill the driver, but he did leave him in an isolated place without a phone and without any truck, and they took the money and ditched the truck. So this is how they got that money and got away with it. So knowing that he was rolling in dough, Ike invites new Delmy to Newport Beach for a weekend. Delmy's parents told her she could go. She was a good student. They were very proud of her. She went, and of course she went with Ike and Dreamer tugging along as Ike's bodyguard. Delmy and Ike and Dreamer checked into a nice hotel in Newport Beach, and Ike went away to get some food at the fast food places around there, and left her under the watchful eye of Dreamer. Dreamer waited 10 minutes when Ike left. Dreamer waited 10 minutes to spring into action. He grabbed Delmy unaware. She was not prepared for this type of behavior. He ripped out the zipper in her jeans, and she was fighting him off with everything she had and tried to rape her. She was fighting back, and just like bad luck, Ike came back to the room and walked in on the fight. Delmy is down. She's scratching and biting at Dreamer as he was trying to rip her off. Ike separates them and takes side with Dreamer, who has his secrets and basically was his bodyguard and his chief gunman in his posse. He got Dreamer off of Delmy and proceeded with his anger to beat Delmy in the face till her face was disfigured. She had black eye, broken nose, she had black and blue marks all over her face, and her face was beginning to swell up, and her eye, which was beaten real badly, was also swollen shut. I threw some dollars at her, called her a whore, a slut, and a bitch, and he left the hotel with Dreamer in tow. So Dreamer and Ike are gone. Delmy has some money, but she's beaten badly. She's in shock. She did not expect this. Her face is swollen really badly. Blood is everywhere, and she did not know what to do. She was confused, couldn't speak the language real well, so she waited along and waited till the cleaning woman came by to her room to clean, and she asked her for some Clorox bleach. The focus word in this story is deadly, and the key word is personal responsibility. So here she is in danger, and can she deal with this kind of danger? Did she know what she was getting into? Well, when she looked in the mirror and saw that her face was beaten and she was swelling up, she took a decision that was not good. She asked the cleaning lady for some bleach, which is the Clorox bleach. The lady gave it to her because she thought she was just doing some cleaning, and Delmy drank the bleach. Delmy was found dead in the apartment in the unit that they rented at the hotel in Newport Beach. She was dead. She committed suicide, and before she drank the bleach, she did a suicide note. She apologized to her mom about what had happened. She told her mom the facts of the story, which I'm sharing with you, and she said she was so ashamed she did not want her mother to see her face that beaten in and swollen, with her eyes almost black and blue and closed shut. So she decided to end it all because she didn't know how she could have gotten herself out of the situation. She asked for her mom's forgiveness, and she fell into a deep ditch of depression, and that she was going to drink the bleach. She drank it, and yes, by the time they found the note by the cleaning woman, the same cleaning woman got into the unit that they had rented and found her dead body. So Delmy committed suicide. It was sad. The story has lots of issues that you need to discuss and talk to with your children. But what could Delmy's mom have done to Delmy to help her with this situation with Ike? Did Delmy's mom know that he was a thug? Did Dreamer know that he was going to attack Delmy? Did Delmy have a clue that Dreamer was a rapist and that he was going to rip out the zipper in her jeans and beat her up as she was trying to fight him off? She was not raped, but what triggered the situation was Ike got upset, and in protecting Dreamer, because Delmy was beating him up real badly to get him off of her, Ike sided with Dreamer against Delmy, called her a slut, a whore, and a bitch, and beat her terribly. Ike was the one who beat her up badly. Ike was the one who left the hotel room after throwing some money in her face with his killer behind him. That's his chief gunman, Dreamer. Dreamer was the one who attacked Delmy. Ike sided with Dreamer against Delmy, and Delmy didn't have nobody to talk to. She had no friends. She had no phone number. She had nothing. She was hoping that Ike would have proved himself a better boyfriend, but that was not to happen. In her panic situation, she got the cleaning woman to give her the bleach, and she drank it, and yes, she died. What could have been done differently? Do you think it was okay for Delmy's mother to give her permission to go to Newport Beach for the weekend with Ike? Do you think her parents knew about Ike? Do you think they knew that he was a robber, that he had a rap sheet around the block and back? Do you think they knew anything about Dreamer? They were innocent, loving parents who worked a lot, and all they were trying to do was give Delmy a way out, a better life, a different chance in life. So now we could think about alternate outcomes. What would you have done? What could you have done? Would you have gone to Newport Beach with a newfound boyfriend? Ike was 22, Delmy was 15. Would you have allowed that kind of friendship? Would you have been able to identify Ike and Dreamer because they were the last ones seen in her company? Would you have been able to give Delmy any advice against suicide? What would you have done? Let's talk. Remember, when you talk, you have 4 things you can do. You can support conversation. You can create it by you starting your conversation. You can also expand with supporting information. Give your youngsters, your adolescents, your teenagers, give them something to go on. Give them some tips. Give them some numbers, hotline numbers that they could call someone else other than you in case they are not comfortable in whatever situation they found themselves in. Please help them by reinforcing them with information and with facts that they can use to negotiate themselves and to negotiate their way out of these challenges that life will throw in their path. So today, let's talk about deadly. Let's talk about suicide. Let's talk about what alternate thing could have happened as we look at this story about dealing with danger. More next time from your tribal teacher.